How's it going, everybody? Driver53 here, and today we are going to be taking a look at the production chains, and more specifically, the grain mill. We're going to be taking a look at what you need to put in, how much you're going to need to put in, how much the storage capacity is for those inputs, how much it's going to use per day, how much you're actually going to produce per day of the output, and we're going to be looking at what the next factory is in the line. We started with the grain mill right here, but I'm curious, which factories are you starting with? Throw it down in the comments below. Let me know which one you started with, or maybe which one you're going to use next. We are going to be taking an in-depth look at every one of the factories here for Farming Simulator 22, and to be notified when those videos come out, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell too. So this right here is the base game grain mill. I wanted to go and show it off because not every one of them is going to look like this. All the different maps could have different ones, but if you place one down yourself, this is what it's going to look like. And as you can see right here, this is where you're going to put your inputs in. This area right here is where your outputs are going to come out. This is going to be your pallets. And right here, this is where you're going to purchase it at. And the way you're going to be able to buy it is you come up to this area right here. You're going to get a message up in the top left-hand corner. You click your left analog stick, and it's going to give you an option to be able to buy this. I'm on Elm Creek for this test, and the grain mill cost $96,000. You do not have to do this. If you place it down yourself, you're already purchasing it whenever you put it down. And if you're putting one of these down yourself, you need to come down to others and then over to construction. You're going to need to come over to productions and hit X. When you come down and hit factories, you'll hit X again, and then you'll come down and you can select your grain mill. As you can see, it is right there, and it is $96,000 base game also. After you purchase your grain mill, you need to come over here to the production chains part of the menu, and you can see right here we have the grain mill. Our outputs are wheat flour, barley flour, oat flour, and sorghum flour. Over here on the inputs, you can see that we have wheat, barley, oat, and sorghum. You can also see that we only have one output here, and that is flour. Some of these production facilities actually have different outputs depending on your inputs. In the middle of the screen, you see a status that says missing material. That means we do not have anything in this facility right now. If you preload this facility, you will already see some product over in the right-hand side on your incoming materials, and this status will not be here. It will actually say running and have a blue dot down here in the bottom left-hand corner. If you do not want to use that input at that time, all you need to do is select it. It will go inactive. You can do that on all of these and have this facility storing all of your inputs and not actually processing any of them. Just below that, you can see cycles per hour. It says 5 in this instance right here. This is different on all the different facilities. And what that means is it's going to run the recipe 5 times in 1 hour. And you can see the cost is only $1 per hour, but that is per input. So if we had all 4 of these inputs running at the same time, it would actually cost us $4 per hour. Now let's look at the recipe again. As you can see here, the input is 150 wheat. That's going to give us 120 flour. If we come down to barley, the input is still the same at 150, but now we're only going to get 113 flour. On oats, 150 input, but 188 output. And on the sorghum, 150 input, but 158 output. Now I'd like to share a slide with you. And you can see in the first column, it says input. That's going to be wheat, barley, oat, and sorghum. The second column is going to be your output. All of these are flour. The third column here, this is your storage capacity. As you can see, you can fill this all the way up to 270,000 liters of your inputs. The fourth column here, this is input per day. This is how much it's actually going to use if you have this one turned on. And as you can see, all 4 of your inputs are going to take 21,600 liters of product. Now that is per day. The fifth column here, this is your production per day. So you have your inputs and then your outputs. And if you remember, all 4 of our outputs were different. So on wheat, we have 14,400 liters, barley, 13,560 liters, oats, 22,560 liters, and sorghum, 18,960 liters. The next column here, this is production per 12-day year. So in base game, you have everything set on 1 day. This is the values that you're going to have. You take your production per day, multiply that by 12, and these are those values. So for wheat, you have 172,800 liters, barley, 162,720 liters, oats, 270,720 liters, and sorghum, 227,520 liters. And to get these values, it's going to take almost 260,000 liters of product to be able to keep this facility running for 12 days straight. If you're running anything other than a 1-day month, just take this value right here and multiply it by the number of days in your month. The last column you see right here, this is the next factory in the chain, and for every one of these, it's the bakery because it's the same product, flour. Down here at the bottom, you can see that the cost per day is $24 per input. So if you only have 1 turned on, it's $24. If you have 2 of these turned on, it's $48, and so on. And the last bit of information here on the spreadsheet is max capacity. You can see it is 29,999. What that means is if you're storing your product on the output side and you're not selling it or distributing it, at 29,999, you will fill this up. But there's a little bit more of information I need to show you. Let's go back over to the game. When I mention max capacity, that does not take into account all of your pallets that you have sitting out front. So right now you can see that we have 12 pallets sitting out here. Each one of these is 1,000 liters. So we have 12,000 liters sitting out here right now. Plus you're going to get almost another 30,000 in your storage. If you only have one input running, you're not going to run into an issue of filling up the capacity in shorter than 24 hours. But if you are running two inputs and have them actively going for a full 24 hours and you have 0 in your storage when you start, you're more than likely going to run out of capacity before that 24 hours is up. An easy way to find out your status of your storage is to come over here to outgoing products. When you have this on storing, it will show you how much you have in the facility itself. Now, this does not take into account what is outside on your pallets. So one quick thing about selling your products, it's going to happen every hour when the hour turns over. So at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. All of your product that is outside on pallets, it is not going to sell. That is storage. That's for you to take care of yourself. You can turn selling on immediately and it will automatically store up until that hour time is passed and then it will sell right there on the hour. Or if you have it like this and you had it on storing and now you want to sell everything because there's a good price, as soon as you flip that over to selling, it will stay right here until the next hour and then it will sell everything for you at the top of the hour. Distributing is going to work the same way. Everything that's on your pallets out front, that's for you to take care of yourself. Anything that's in storage right here for that hour time will then get distributed to the next facility. Well, that's going to be it, everybody. If you have any more questions about the production factories or about the grain mill in particular, put it down in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell if you want to keep up to date on all my future videos here on production chains. Have a great day, night, evening, everybody. Until next time, this is Driver 53 signing off.